Shalom, shalom, everybody. This is Israel Wake Up. This is our Friday night Q&A class. It's 27th of November, 2020. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna do our moment of silence in regards to our Lord of Hosts, our Redeemer, and all that He's doing and all He's orchestrating, both in heaven and on the earth, pertaining to our deliverance, prophesied deliverance. Shalom. So we're gonna do that moment of silence. We're gonna go into a prayer. Then we're gonna do some current events. Okay. So oh Lord, we come before Thee at this time. Lord, we have that you have set at this time and made it apart, put it apart at the beginning of the Sabbath day that you have given unto us for rest. We are thankful for the knowledge and the understanding that you have given us up to this point. We seek Thy face on this Sabbath, that you shower us with peace and enlightenment and a sense of togetherness. Oh Lord, we see Thy hand in the affairs of the world, know and understand that what you have spoken in the past will surely come to pass. Turn not Thy face from us, but hearken unto this plea. Hearken, O Lord, and do. All praises unto you. Okay. So that being said, we had current events, and well, I got no video, but we can we address that question that Zaya was saying. What was the question?
Psalms 37:29. He said that's the Gentiles.
Okay. Psalm 37:29. Okay. Well, I'm gonna read Psalms. I read a Psalm every day. So now, Psalm 37 says, "Fight not thyself because of evildoers, neither be thou envious against the workers of iniquity, for they shall soon be cut off. They shall soon be cut down as the grass and wither as the green herbs." That's the Gentiles right there. Trust in the Lord and do good, so shalt thou dwell in the land, and verily thou shalt be fed. Delight thyself also in the Lord, and He shall give thee desires of thine heart. Commit thy way unto the Lord. Trust also in Him, and He shall bring it to pass. And He shall bring forth thy righteousness as the light, and thy judgment as the noonday. Rest in the Lord, and wait patiently for Him. Fret not thyself because of him who prospers in his way, because of the man who bringeth wicked devices to pass. Cease from anger, and forsake wrath. Fret not thyself in any wise to do evil, for evildoers shall be cut off. But those that wait upon the Lord, they shall inherit the earth. And yet a little while, and the wicked shall not be. Yea, thou shalt diligently consider his place, and it shall not be. But the meek shall inherit the earth, and shall delight themselves in the abundance of peace. The wicked plotteth against the just, and gnasheth upon him with his teeth. The Lord shall laugh at him, for he seeth his day is coming. And the wicked shall have drawn out the sword, and have bent their bow to cast down the poor and the needy, and to slay such as be of upright conversation. Their sword shall enter into their own heart, and their bows shall be broken. And know that a righteous man haveth is better riches of many wicked. For the arm of the wicked shall be broken, but the Lord upholdeth the righteous. The Lord knoweth the days of the upright, and their inheritance shall be forever. They shall not be ashamed in the evil times, and in the days of famine they shall be satisfied. But the wicked shall perish, and the enemies of the Lord shall be as the fat of the lambs. They shall be consumed, into smoke shall they consume away. The wicked borroweth and payeth not again, but the righteous showeth mercy and giveth. And such as be blessed of him shall inherit the earth, and they that be cursed of him shall be cut off. The steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord, and he delighteth in his way. Though he fall, he shall not utterly be cast down, for the Lord upholdeth him with his hand. I have been young, and now I am old, yet have I not seen the righteous forsaken, nor his seed begging bread. He is ever merciful and lendeth, and his seed is blessed. Depart from evil, do good, dwell evermore. For the Lord loveth judgment and forsaketh not his saints. So these Israelites, the saints, they are preserved forever. But the seed of the wicked shall be cut off. That's the Gentiles. 29. The righteous shall inherit the earth and dwell therein. That's the righteous is Israelites. I don't know where he got that from.
Yeah.
So 30. The mouth of the righteous speaketh wisdom, and the tongue talketh of judgment. The law of his God is in his heart. None of his steps shall slide. The wicked watcheth the righteous, and seeketh to slay him. The Lord will not leave him in his hand, nor condemn him when he is judged. Wait on the Lord, keep his way, and he shall exalt thee to inherit the land. When the wicked are cut off, thou shalt see it. I have seen the wicked in great power, and spreading themselves like a green bay tree. Yet he passed away. He was not. Yea, I sought him, but could not be found. Mark the perfect man, and behold the upright. For the end of that man is peace, but the transgressors shall be destroyed together. The end of the wicked shall be cut off. But the salvation of the righteous is of the Lord. He is their strength in the time of trouble, and the Lord shall help them and deliver them. He shall deliver them from the wicked and save them because they trust in him. Okay, so I don't know where you got that from.
It's in the
so
video.
Put that in perspective.
The video is the 12 gates of heaven. That's the video it's in.
Right.
But yeah, if you get a chance, listen to the one where he's talking about the 12 gates of heaven, because he's saying that's the reason why believe he, I'm just remember recalling, I should say, that he was saying that's how the Gentile are grafted in, was in that scripture he just read right there. Grafted in meaning able to get into heaven.
Right.
Was his intent there. So.
Right. So I'm gonna break it down. When the King James Bible has for Psalm 37, it had a title. It says the true state of the wicked. So Psalm 37 is about the state of the wicked. It's like he's talking about Israelites, and then not only that, it's a psalm. David ain't talking to Gentiles. He's talking to Israelites. So let's look at that. It says the true state of the wicked. Let's see who the wicked is. The second Samuel. Second Samuel.
Yeah.
Bible tripping on me. Get it.
In my Bible, the title for Psalms 37 is "The Happy State of the Godly and the Short-Lived Prosperity of the Wicked."
Right. Okay. So when you say righteous, you're talking about Israelites. When you say wicked, you're talking about the Gentiles. And so I'm in 2 Samuel chapter 7, and I'm picking it up with the Most High is sent Nathan to go to David, the covenant that he had with him. I'm in verse 8, 2 Samuel chapter 7, verse 8. It says, "Now therefore, so shalt thou say unto my servant David, thus saith the Lord, I took thee from Sheol and following the sheep to be ruler over my people Israel, and I was with thee wheresoever thou wentest, and I have cut off." He said that also, Psalm 37, "all thine enemies out of thy sight, and have made thee a great name, like unto the name of the great men that are in the earth. Moreover, I will appoint a place for my people Israel," that's the righteous, "and I will plant them, that they may dwell in a place of their own, and move no more. Neither shall the children of wickedness afflict them anymore." That's before time. So we go back to Psalm 37, the true state of the wicked. Talking about the Gentile. So Psalm 29 ain't no way on tongue is talking about no Gentile. It's crazy. Yeah. It's making no sense.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. Yeah. So, yeah, that's crazy. Got to do a double take on him if he keep that off. Uh, so what I'm doing right here is I'm playing this. I'm going somewhere with it, but I'm playing this. This 9-minute video on Wakanda One City.
If you think Wakanda was just a fiction movie and can never occur in real life, then wait, as this is about to change for the first time in history, after the launch of the Wakanda City of Return project in Ghana. The Wakanda City of Return project has been officially launched in Ghana, and the project is expected to be a legacy of Ghana government's Year of Return and Ghana Return Tourism initiatives. Officials of Ghana and the city of Cape Coast has signed a memorandum of understanding with the African Diaspora Development Institute, ADI, and 2 local companies to pave way for the creation of an ultra-modern smart city to be known as Wakanda City of Return. The partners for the multi-billion project desire to create a place of pilgrimage for the people of African descent, as well as other tourists to know about the history, culture, the civilization of Africa, and its role in the creation of the New World economy. The ultra-modern edifice modeled around the architecture of the Wakanda City as exhibited in the famous Black Panther movie is expected to attract many across the globe to Ghana. It will also be a center for teaching the history of the black race. The building of the city is in line with the many tourist sites in the region which attract a lot of foreigners. The city of Cape Coast in Ghana's central region is widely known as the nation's tourism hub and the Mecca for African descent in the diaspora. Every year, thousands of black people across the world visit the city and other historic slave sites to learn about the transatlantic slave trade. The region was the hotbed of the slave trade that saw millions of Africans uprooted to the New World. The coastal region has a number of castles and dungeons that were used to keep enslaved men and women for days before they were transported to the Americas to work on various plantations. The Wakanda City of Return is set to change the coastlines of Cape Coast with the construction of 5-star hotels, heritage walkway, retreat and health resort, conference centers, and the continental corporate headquarters of African Diaspora Development Institute. Her Excellency Ambassador Eric Chambori Kwao, the former African Union representative to the United States and the president of African Diaspora Development Institute, praised Honorable Ernest Arthur, the mayor of Cape Coast, for his commitment in ensuring that this project comes to realization. She disclosed her readiness to mobilize funds for the construction to begin as soon as possible. Here are some of her comments for the project.
My name is Ambassador Arikana Chiombori Kwao. I'm the former African Union Ambassador to the United States and the founder and president of African Diaspora Development Institute, an institute that was designed to be the bridge between the people of Africa in the diaspora and the African continent. We are here today to celebrate a momentous occasion, an occasion that has been called by our very own President. After having declared 2019 the year of return, millions of you flocked to Ghana last year, 2019, and you paid homage to our beloved continent. For those of you who are not aware that of the 80% of the slaves that left West Africa for the Americas, they were pulled into Ghana, and they left Ghana through 2 ports. One port was at Cape Coast. They called them castles, we call them dungeons. Those who went to North America, they were pulled around the Cape Coast area, and those who were taken to the Caribbean and South America were pulled at the Elmina dungeons. President Nana Addo felt very strongly that in order for us to complete the journey of healing, let's have a follow-up city, follow-up to the year of return, which was 2019.
Design, pay attention to the design.
We can say the children of Africa descendants of the formerly enslaved can complete the journey of coming back home. Let us look at the slavers and those who have sought to oppress the Africans and people of African descent around it. While they may have succeeded for over 400 years, today marks the beginning of the end. That we can look at them in the face and say once again, we are the victors. When the descendants of the formerly enslaved can find themselves owning a home, living in Cape Coast, the very last place that the ancestors last set foot on the African soil, the descendants of the formerly enslaved can stand up, look across the Atlantic, and say, once again, we are back home. And we are going to honor our ancestors by reminding them what that it may have taken us centuries to accomplish this mission. Finally, we can say the mission is accomplished. We are here to talk about the establishment of the Wakanda city of return in Cape Coast, starting with the very place that our ancestors were taken out of our beloved continent. We could not found a better place and a more appropriate place to start and build the first Wakanda city of return. We are very grateful to the mayor of Cape Coast, who has allowed us and welcomed us as ADDI to come in and join and partner with the city as well as the country of Ghana to realize this dream. To realize a dream that should have been realized a long time ago. The return of the children of Africa, the acknowledgement of the children of Africa, and giving them a home, particularly starting with Ghana, is a dream that's way past due, but nonetheless, a dream that is now being realized. I am so pleased and honored to welcome all of you to the program that's going to be unveiling what we are calling phase 1 of the Wakanda city of return. Welcome all of you to pay close attention to what is going to be said today. There will be follow-up meetings monthly to update you about what is going on and the progress that we are going to be making. This is a city that must be built by the children of Africa, for the children of Africa. We are not going to go begging around the world. We are asking all of you to realize that this is the beginning of turning a new page in the history of Africa. We do not need aid. We are very wealthy people if we come together. This city is demanding that we as Black people around the world, we must speak with one voice. We must come together and let the world know once again that only the children of Africa are going to take Africa back to her former glory. Only the children of Africa are going to take Africa back to where we were once the center of the world. Only the children of Africa are going to take Africa back to where we were the owners. We built the houses we live in, and we owned the brickyard. We sold the clothes we wore, and we owned the textile mill. We flew in aeroplanes, and we built the aeroplanes, and we owned the airport. We built the railway line, and we owned the railway line, and we drove the trains. I am talking about an Africa that is in total control of their economy. That Africa.
See the city layout?
That Africa is demanding that no more colonization.
Pay attention to that.
That Africa is saying the wishes of our Pan-African fathers, starting back to 1963, must be realized. Today, my brothers and sisters, we begin that journey of turning over a new leaf, of building the Africa that we want, of building a sustainable Africa for us, by us. Wakanda City of Return could not have come at a better time. Please allow me and join me in thanking President Nana for giving us this opportunity to continue the journey of healing, the journey of repatriation of our children who have been lost in the wilderness for far too long. Thank you, President Nado. Thank you, Mayor of Cape Coast. Thank you, the King of the Kingdom of Abakase. Thank you, Nana Abakase, and everybody involved in making this event a success. We look forward to continued deliberations And we look forward to seeing you every month as we update you on the progress of this beautiful city of Wakanda. Thank you again.
Okay, so anybody got any comments? Anybody got any comments?
I'm sorry, I missed what
Okay,
what year
so,
was that she said they started?
I didn't hear that. I think it was last year, 2019.
29. Okay.
They started looking at the project.
Right.
Yeah, she said 2019. I think she said it
2019. Oh,
midway. Right.
right. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like I kept saying about you see the layout of the city is it's no different than the Vatican and Washington D.C. Is dealing with Kabbalah and all that. The layout of the city. So just, check that out. But I want to show you something else too. If you go to Genesis chapter 4, verse 16, says, and a lot of people overlook this. It says, Cain went out. These are the Gentiles that we were just talking about. And Cain went out from the presence of the Lord, and he dwelt in the land of Nod, and east of Eden. Cain knew his wife, and she conceived and bore Enoch, and he builded a city. So these people are city dwellers. They the first ones to start building cities. So they got it down pat how to build cities. So what you're saying is that's what Alexander did. On his quest to rule the world, he went around the world building Alexandrias. He built Alexandrias all over the place. When he would conquer a country or a nation, he'd leave a city there called Alexandria, and it was there. It was designed. It was a homosexual city. All Alexandrias, and they just those cities. Alexandrias was forerunners for San Francisco and Atlanta and all these homosexual cities now. But these Gentiles, Cain's descendants, is the one building them. They're the one behind it. It's like Babel, Tower Babel. They behind it. Most of Israelites is keepers of sheep. They herdsmen, herd people out in, they're out in the open. They're not city. All this imposed on us is Gentiles, town of the Gentiles. But they're the ones behind designing cities. And so you can see who behind it is, because look at the design of the city. You get a chance to watch it, look at another video on it, look at how it's designed, and look at how the Vatican made, and how Washington D.C. made, and how London made. Same thing. But anyway, so with that being said, and then she mentioned she keep on saying Africa gonna rise again, but the Most High tell us when he knocked Egypt off, it wasn't gonna rise again. So that's a way of understanding that it's being used to orchestrate our deliverance. And then he said Babylon wasn't gonna rise again. Once he shut Babylon down, it ain't gonna rise again. You had all these people flipping and flopping all over the place about what Saddam Hussein was doing, talking about he was erecting Babylon. You see what happened to him. So Most High, what he say, he gonna back it up. And he said that Egypt wasn't gonna rise again. He wasn't gonna come back to his former glory. Neither was Babylon once he shut it down. It also tells you what's going on with the New Testament and Revelations, because he said it ain't gonna rise again. But he getting ready to do is raise up what he already done it, raise up David ruins. He's gonna raise up Israel. He ain't thinking about no Egypt, no Babylon. He's using these people to orchestrate Israel's deliverance. So anyway, so I said I had I did that. I gave you that video in order to give you this one. Okay, let me get it right. So what you have to understand about this is, he said that when you go to Ezekiel 38, Israel in the last days gonna be dwelling in Israel gonna be dwelling in villages, unwalled villages. It's like, it's crazy. I don't know. It's the weather kind of bad down here. It's and my reception ain't too good. Let me see if it's gonna come up.
Cape Coast has been a mess arena for a very long time. 200 years ago, we don't want that. And I'm trying to bring our brothers and sisters from wherever they are back home. And you cannot do that by sitting here talking to people wherever they are. We need to come together, enter into projects, live together as we used to be, and as we have all done. We are here to launch one of such programs, which will bring our brothers and sisters in.
Yeah, got a bad reception.
Back to their ways. The Wakanda project is very, very good. And it's going to benefit people here, our brothers and sisters. It is through these sort of relationships and coming together that we realize who we are, where we come from, and standing on that build the formidable future which we all need at this moment. We have been relegated to the background for a very long time, and it is up to us to show the world who we are, what we can do. It can only be done when we come together. This is the beginning of such togetherness. And I'm glad that we are all gathered here this afternoon to witness this. It's the beginning. The enthusiasm with which we have all gathered here is commendable. Let us continue like that. There may be obstacles, but while there are obstacles, if we have that we can smash whatever obstacles that we have, let us come together and show the world what we are.
Yeah. So what's going on is he's saying that I'm gonna read Ezekiel 38, and like I said, I'm gonna make it plain. You can do with it what you want, but it says, and just in the latter days, it says, also remember what we just read, what Raptor News said. He said that was the Gentiles. So we're gonna look at Ezekiel 38. And the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against God, the Lamb Magog, the chief prince of Meshach, Tubal, and prophesy against him. Now, let's go back over here. Table of nations right quick. Genesis chapter 10. You might want to write this down and go back and look at it. But chapter 10 says, 10, verse 1. Now these are generations of sons of Noah, Shem, Ham, Japheth, and under them was the sons born after the flood. Japheth in verse 5 is, by these are the isles of the Gentiles. So these are Gentiles. These are Gentiles right here, nowhere else. These people right here with these names listed from verses 2 through 4 is Gentiles, divided in their lands, everyone after their tongue, after their families and their nation. So go back up to verse 2. The sons of Japheth, Gomer, Magog, Midian, David, Tubal, Meshach. That's everybody over here. That's right. In 38. Let me read it again, 38 and 1. And the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against God, the land of Magog, chief prince of Meshach, Tubal, and prophesy against them. How you getting them some land somewhere, or blessing them somewhere when he got a problem with them? We're in the last days in Ezekiel 37, 38. And he says in 3, I say, thus says the Lord God, behold, I am against thee, O God, chief prince of Meshach and Tubal. He ain't with him, against him. And I will turn thee back, put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth, and all thine ornament, horses and horsemen, all of them clothes, all sorts of ornament, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. Then look at the other people that's with them. You know, it says Persia, Ethiopia, Libya, with them, all of them that carry shields and helmets. All these countries right here is in Africa. So, with that being said, verse 9, thou shalt ascend, talking about all these people here, Japheth with all these African countries with them. Thou shalt ascend, come like a storm. Thou shalt be like a cloud covering the land. Thou and all thy band and many people with thee. Thus said the Lord, it shall also come to pass that at the same time shall things come into thine mind, and thou shalt think an evil thought, and thou shalt say, I will go up to the land of unwalled villages. It don't say Israel. It says the land of unwalled villages. And I will go to them that are at rest, that dwell safely, all of them dwelling without walls and having neither bars nor gates. And they're going to do that to try to take a spoil. So let's look at that. So what their objective is right here. This the first of 4 what? Under 1 villages, right? So you say, well, what you doing, bro? That's a stretch, right? They said, you know, when I'm telling them in Ezekiel 38, he mentioned Tubal, and he said, I can't connect this Tubal with the Tubal in Genesis chapter 5, or I can't connect the Tubal with the Genesis with the Tubal that's in Genesis 10. But how else you gonna get understanding? Because who named their kid Tubal? So he says right here they're gonna be dwelling in unwalled villages, dwelling safely, that at rest. We the African Americans are the only people that ain't had no rest in the last 40 years. We've been lynched and beat to death and everything else for the last 400 years. We're the only one that can be getting rest at the end of time. So we see what's happening. But let's look at this right quick. It's gonna blow you away. So he says unwalled villages. They build in 4. Their objective is to build 4 Wakanda 1 villages. See if I can get this going. Don't look like you want to do nothing. Okay, there we go.
So with these few links,
Let me get it. You got it.
I bring to church.
Okay, what I'm doing is I'm getting ready to show you out. I'm gonna give you a video so you can watch it because this thing kind of messing up. But the name of the video is I'll get to you when I finish. Let me show this. So what I'm showing you is villages, but they're gonna go more so in depth with this.
Chairman of Wakanda, and one reference. Happy to join in this mission to make this mission a reality. Thank you. Africa, particularly in our health crisis, it takes only one person to fill up the for the whole to enjoy. Whilst I'm not the only one killing the elephant, the collection and collaboration of these guys as one to kill an elephant for Ghana and the diaspora around the world to enjoy is a great one. I'm really so grateful and enjoy.
Okay, here you go.
That I'm part of this mission.
Check this
I'd like
out.
to show you what this is about. Collective people to create Wakanda One Return City. We have to think of building something that people from the diaspora can come home and feel like they're taking the trip of privilege, to come home and feel the spiritual body, to come home and feel that they are in the motherland. Brothers and sisters here, brothers and sisters away, are all joined together. 400 years ago, some of them were separated from us. Physically, they did, but I'm back home and we're separated. Happy all around the world, joining us, the diaspora. Welcome back home. We have our open house. And the whole conceptual design concept is designed to have an open house. Welcome you. Join us. We're set up as but never was it. Whatever comes. Now let me show you what this is.
Now he can show you construct of this. They saying city, but it's a Wakanda One village. He's gonna show you the construct of what they decided how they're gonna make it look. Project feature.
What we are getting on board with is a PowerPoint presentation that talks about this program. On this screen, we will show you bits and pieces of Wakanda One City of Return. Okay. What you see here, we look at Cape Coast itself and said its history as a tourist city could not be measured anywhere in Ghana. And yet when we look at Cape Coast as a place, as a tourist center, it didn't have a project that fulfilled the tourism potential. And so we thought about creating a project that would allow people to come to Cape Coast, stay here for some time, enjoy its spirituality, enjoy the entertainment aspect, enjoy its people through the villages, but also enjoy an environment of futuristic event space. The project talks about education. It also has some components of entertainment. It has food, has hospitality. We're actually touching on a specific sector of tourism called the heritage tourism. And that's the space we are occupying. When the story of slave trade is told, it could be said than Post, where the museums all around the world, where the slave dungeon, some refer to it as slave castle, is. We created something within the project called a heritage walk. It's a very interactive way of telling the story of the transatlantic slave trade and the culture of the people before the arrival of the Europeans and through their departure to the shores of America. The project has certain components. It really talks about a story. When we talk about building a city, we're not just going to erect buildings and then just leave it. Remember, we're also creating a heritage forest project. We're creating a concept that also talks about the ingenuity we had before the arrival of the Europeans. So we talk about the period before the slave trade. We talk about the arrival of the Europeans, show the wisdom of Africans, what we had before they came. We talk about the capture of the slaves and the journey to the coast. The castles, the underground experience. Few of us, except our ancestors, only failed to pay, will be able to try and show this. Until the slave trade underground experience will all be depicted in this heritage walk. We'll talk about the show, Ghana, for 10 or 15 minutes, and then we'll talk through up to modern day Ghana. We'll talk about the giants of Africa. The heritage walk, you look at the project as it is. On top of the slides, you see like the shape of various African shields. Here we go. But we'll go to war, we have these shields to protect ourselves. Ancestors truly were warriors. And when we talk about spears and shields and protection, you know, the territories, we have that legacy.
So they building this place, Wakanda 1, like the original villages of the people before they left. So it's a village. And the most I said that we're gonna do it in a place where of unwalled villages. And then on top of that, he tells us in Ezekiel 38 that I just showed you Japhet and some of Africa is coming to try to spoil us. And this is what we're looking at right here. The Africans and Japhet got together.
So we took inspiration from all of this to create this concept. So if you look at the bottom there, that is, if you look on the roofs, that's actually the shape of the ship. It's made of thatch. So from this angle, you're looking at the conceptual design.
These white things is Timbuktu.
The village within the Wakanda return city called Hezekiah. Hezekiah simply means our forefathers who have gone before us. So we're going to create this heritage work within the Hezekiah village and within the conceptual context of the heritage work. If you look on the left side of it, the heritage walk project is there. And then there's a black street line that goes in between. That's actually a street that separates one side of the street of the project from the other. On the right hand of the street, you will see front of you is the Royal Door of Return. It's actually a 5-star hotel. You see the design there, and I'll talk about it a little bit later as well. But you're looking at a 5-star hotel. When we mean 5-star, we mean truly 5-star. Some of us have had the privilege to travel around the world. It's like truly 5-star hotels.
So let me stop there for a minute. I don't want to miss this. So it's showing you right here on this picture that this door return is surrounded by a 5-star hotel. And so I'm in Jeremiah 29, verse 14. This is a prophecy that's on Israel. It says, in the last days, and I will be found of you, said the Lord, and I will turn away your captivity, and I will gather you from all the nations. That's what we're witnessing. From all the nations and from the places whither I have driven you, said the Lord, and I will bring you again into the place that caused you to be carried away. This was the door of no return. They bring us back to the same place. The royal door of return. And we see they building villages. That's where they're going to come and try to spoil us in these unwalled villages. You see, ain't no wall around this village. It's just one of them. They're going to have these all over West Africa. A place where they got us. So let me start back.
Whatever you use to your concept of the definition of 5-star, anywhere in the world, is what you will find here. We've lived with lighthouses. Lighthouse gives us hope to a sailor, and as we have lived through the years with this lighthouse, it also gave us an inspiration to design a lighthouse concept within this project called the Tower of Hope. So if you look at the right-hand side, it has levels and stairways leading up inside the lighthouse. It's not just a staircase to climb up. It is a staircase that each and every single floor has a story to tell. And each story will take quite a bit of time to hear, listen, and go through. This is not staircase you just climb up and down. It's impossible to walk past the storyline and simply climb up. You listen on the way up, you listen on the way down. This is one aspect of the project from behind, and we'll talk about that as we see in the area. This is another part of the design, just to give you a flavor, one section of the Tower of Hope. So you see the design, the African designs on side of the tower. You look at the back of the design, the heritage walk architectural buildings. This is to show you the details of the architecture you are going to be experiencing when you come to this place. This area we call the footsteps or footprints in the sand. We want the diaspora who come and spend some time here. Remember, this is a pilgrimage trip and to experience the spiritual aspect of your history. Reconnect where the umbilical cord was education. And so this wall back there, you see some boxes in front. Actually, those designs in there, I believe there are 6 of them, will be pictures of people from African legacy and history that we are proud to immortalize their name and faces on this wall. The wall back there is actually 4 stories high. So you actually can appreciate the depth of the picture. But you will see it standing in front and looking at one of the forefathers, the legacies of Africa, who have inspired us for today to give us the kingdom this just shows the cultural dances inside our place. We anticipate that the brothers and sisters in diaspora who come to experience this project will also come as a family. They bring their children to introduce them to the history of their ancestors. But we also are not naive to the fact that children this age must also be engaged differently. So while we inspire them with our history, we also want to entertain them with our family plan. So this gives you an idea of the type of entertainment family activity that the children will come and also enjoy. You're seeing the residential aspect of the project. On top of it, these are what we call villas, chalets.
Notice there's no walls. It's without walls.
Chalets, depending on however which part of the world you are used to hearing the word described chalets. But those would be residential areas along within the village that we put in place. This is another aspect of hotel accommodation. We talk about 5-star hotel. Not everyone that has that kind of budget. But even our 3-star hotel accommodation could still be classified 5-star somewhere else. We don't. We leave it to the tourists and the industry leaders to define that for us. You're looking at the inside of the residential areas, the chalets that you find.
See the village concept in the back at the top, right corner?
Again, this is the back of it. You don't see it in detail. This actually is made of material that looks like it is wood in design, in appearance.
Yeah, these houses, they're building these and selling them for the diaspora.
Touch and feel. We want to be able to show materials of Africa and how you can use it to really create intricate designs that you experience, you live this, but your mind is engaged by the designs you see here. Because you can compare it to where you come from. You say, this is your problem. Again, sitting on a very this is, if you look at design here,
the well and safe.
The collection of the lifestyle
again.
cluster of surrounding.
Let me read that again. It says 38. And thou shalt say, I will go up to the land of unwalled villages, and I will go to them that are at rest, that dwell safely, all of them without walls, having neither walls nor gates. You don't see no walls or gates.
This was inspired by how Africans live within the village. And so this is the village concept. That's the royal door of return, the 5-star hotel. In Africa, not just Ghana, we are inspired by horns. We use horns to celebrate the royalty. And since we want to welcome back our brothers and sisters in the diaspora, we want to welcome them back with celebration of fire. And so you hear the horns being used. And the horn actually inspired us to wrap it around that five-star hotel. You see that fire and that city to create an overall shape around the five-star hotel. That is the horn. Why we can't blow it in there? We want to use it to work on a royalty of the business. Now you see and heard the story of Taiwan as we try to create the entertainment, the spiritual aspect of it, the welcoming of our brothers and sisters back. Now let's show you another component of this structure. This Wakanda One City of Return. Within the entertainment concept is also the Wakanda One ADI. Remember, ADI's goal is to create Wakanda One in the part of Africa. We started in Ghana, but we are now ending in Ghana. Ghana just happens to be the gateway of much more Wakanda One.
See, you hear that?
The next city we
It'll
go
be
to
all over the West Coast.
will be called Wakanda. Wakanda.
Villages all over the West
They
Coast.
show you what the weather forces in Ghana coexist were the Wakanda city looks like, or within the Wakanda city looks like.
It
You
is
are actually seeing
right there in your face.
the Wakanda
Unwalled
One city
villages.
of return. This big shape of it, it's not random houses out there. It's actually the shape of the map of Africa. This is one aspect of entering
See how we set up just like
inside
the
the
Vatican,
business day
Washington, D.C.
where the headquarters, if you're looking for Ambassador Arikana, you can't find her. You find a books in the headquarters, in the middle, right here. From this entrance to the headquarters, you see the two designs. Seems like circular at the bottom, wider at the bottom, narrower on top. I'll show you what West Africa. But you can drink water from, you can drink palm wine from, you can drink ever concoction from. So it's a pot that is very cherished to our heart, and it inspires our designs around us. You're looking at from the top, looking down, the headquarters of Wakanda One. Again, this is greenery, greenhouse, trees, shrubs, forests where we were living, and farming, growing up. No, you can't go anywhere. You don't feel like you have some left the bush. Even the city and it's with you. The bush, the greenery.
Don't get no planet in there.
But 3 months ago, I think another aspect of the design. Again, you're looking through the house of the ships, hero ships that exist within the context of Wakanda One ADI headquarters. Again, from another part, the future state of this design rescue and the village into the history. The topic is 400-year history. To the present modern day Ghana, and then we trust you to the future. Remind.
Okay. Okay. Anybody got any comments on what they just saw? Any comments? Anybody got any comments?
Yeah, I read under one of those pictures where it said single and multiple. Oh, geez. It didn't say dwelling, but
Yeah, I saw that too.
But
the wedding, the occupancy.
You're right.
Occupancy.
Right, exactly. So, it didn't look to be high rise though. So.
Nah, it's a village. They intentionally trying to make it look like a village. They doing exactly like the Most High said. We're gonna be dwelling safely in villages, unwalled villages, and he was gonna bring us back to the place which they took us from, and we're going right back to the door of no return. We're coming back to the door of return, exact same place.
So
yeah, and when you listen to Dr. Wakanda, she gave you a breakdown that 80% of the people came out of that place right there. The other 20% went to Caribbeans. Judah came over here, and he said he's gonna save the 10th of Judah first. Judah the one coming back. You can't get around it. So my point is this. Like I said, goes over the people's head, but Adam was in the garden, and they sinned. He was in the Garden of Eden. He wasn't finna leave. So what does the scripture say? He drove him out. He drove him out the garden. Jacob and his 12 sons was in Israel, was in Egypt. I mean, they was in the land of Canaan, and Joseph was in Egypt. And the Most High wanted them in Egypt, where Joseph was at. What did he do? He brought a famine to the land of Canaan,
right,
and drove them out of there. They wasn't going on. So look what we're looking at now.
right.
All the chaos that's going around. COVID-19. They're finna drive us out of here. These Negroes ain't gonna leave on their own. We're gonna get driven out of here, and they setting it up over there for us to come right directly over there. Most High put it on their mind to drive us out of here. You got a lot of conscious and elect that's already ready to go, but it's a lot of them that don't want to go. So during the time of Antioch Epiphanes, he had already spoken, and he said that he was going to run them out of the land because of their sins. In the age he came to a fool. So he brought the Greeks, and the scripture tells you not one remained. They ain't want to go, but Most High got a prophecy that he got to make come to pass. And he had those Greeks to drive him out, wrapping them upside the head, little kids, women, everybody. What nobody's saying, because it's what he said. So same here. They don't want to go. We see it was a bunch of them. They want to leave Egypt. He drove them out. That's what's getting ready to happen. Ain't that something? Yeah. So anybody got anything? Comments or questions? No questions? No comments? Okay. Yeah, I got some more stuff, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use this for the Sabbath class tomorrow. But I'm gonna put the I'm gonna connect the dot right here. This right here is big. I can't hold it till tomorrow. So everybody know about can you go to Isaiah chapter 14. I'm gonna read verses 12 through 23. And I know everybody, if you've been in the church, you didn't heard this before. I want to get everybody take on it though. I'm in Isaiah 14, connecting the dot. Okay, you got it?
Got it.
Everybody got it? It's Isaiah 14. I'm starting at verse 12. It says, "How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which did weaken the nations? For thou hast said," this is what Satan said, Lucifer, "for thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven, and I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north, and I will ascend above the heights of the clouds, and I will be like the Most High. Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, Is this the man that made the earth tremble, that did shake the kingdoms, that made the world as a wilderness, and destroyed the cities thereof, that opened not the house of the prisoners?" So can somebody give me what they understand is on that? He says, "Thou art the fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning. How art thou come down to the ground, cut down to the ground, which did the wicked nations? But thou hast said in thy heart, I will ascend into heaven, I will exalt my throne above the stars of God, and I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the side of the north." Anybody got it? What's your take on that? Any comments? Anybody want to take a shot at it? Got a frog in your throat?
Okay, so is this it's kind of like trying to decipher poetry, but is it saying because it said congregation in the sides of the north, so
Right.
okay, so like I guess a
Right.
congregation of people, um,
Exactly.
and let me see, and I will sit up on in the north side of north. I guess that's because north is like up, so got me on that part.
Right. So when from a Christian's perspective, they tell us that this tied to Satan, which tied to Revelations, right? So
Yeah.
this one of these stories right here, just like I showed you with Zerubbabel. Just nobody know who Zerubbabel is, but I broke it down and showed you who he was. So this another one of them stories. You're gonna find this had nothing to do with New Testament. But it says 12. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which did it weaken the nations? For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven, and I will exalt my throne above the stars of God, and I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. So let's look at what he's talking about. So we gotta go back to the Genesis or Isaiah chapter 1. Isaiah chapter 1 says, in case you don't know who Isaiah was, they called him a silver-tongued prophet. And the reason being is that he existed during the time of 4 kings. He lived under 4 different kings. He says, let me read it. Verse 1 says, the vision of Isaiah, the son of Amos, which saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem in the days, look at this, in the days of Uzzah, Jotham, Ahaz, and Hezekiah. So that's 4 kings. So what's so significant about that? Well, the Most High got a covenant with David. All these kings, right, they come out of David's lineage. And the covenant he got with David is Israel gonna have some wicked ass kings, but He's gonna always bring a righteous one. He's gonna only let them go. He's gonna let so many wicked ones stay on the throne, and he's gonna bring a righteous one to turn them back to him. So we see right here, Uzzah is wicked as hell, Jotham wicked as hell, and Ahaz especially is wicked. He's tied to this prophecy I just read about what Satan said. So it says, and Hezekiah. And we know who Hezekiah was. He was righteous. He did that which was right. He had the spirit of David in him. So we're going to read pertaining to what I read in verse Isaiah 14 and 12 and 13 when he says Satan said that he's gonna ascend into heaven and he's gonna sit with the congregation to the side of the north. So I'm in chapter let me get it. I mean did I get this right? 2 Kings. In 2 Kings chapter 16. I'm gonna read all of it. I'm gonna close up and I'm gonna pick up this tomorrow. I can't deal with all of it tonight. But anyway, chapter 16, it's Ahaz. I don't know if you know who Ahaz is, but you're gonna find out who he is. It says, in the 17th year of Pekah, the son of Remaliah, Ahaz, the son of Jotham, king of Judah, began to reign. 20 years old was Ahaz when he began to reign. And he reigned 16 years in Jerusalem. And he did that which was right. He started out right. See that? Did that which was right in the right, did that was right in the sight of the Lord, is God. Like David, his father. That's what I'm telling you. Most High will always raise one up with the spirit of David in it. But he walked in the ways of kings of Israel. They were kings of Israel wicked as hell. Yea, made his sons to pass through the fire, according to the abominations of the heathen whom the Lord cast out from before the children of Israel. Let me give you a golden nugget right here before I go any further. So, 3 says he did that which is right, but verse 2 says he did that which is right, but verse 3 says, but he walked in the ways of the kings of Israel, yea, and made his sons pass through the fire. Now look at this, according to the abominations of the heathen. So they made their son pass through the fire. So he just tell you that's wicked as hell. So how in the hell the Most High got a son that he got hidden in the bosom that he gonna sacrifice? That's wicked as hell. Let that ferment. So he says, whom the Lord cast out from before the children of Israel, and he sacrificed and burnt incense in the high places, on hills, and under every green tree. Then Rezin, king of Remaliah, and Pekah, Rezin, the king of Syria, and Pekah, the son of Remaliah, king of Israel, came up to Jerusalem to war, and they besieged Ahaz, but could not overcome him. At that time, Rezin, king of Remaliah of Syria, recovered Eloth and Syria, and Jews from Eloth, and the Syrians came to Eloth and dwelt there unto this day. So Ahaz sent messengers to I can't say his name, Tiglath-Pileser, king of Assyria, saying, I am thy servant and thy son. Come up and save me out of the hands of the king of Assyria, out of the hands of the king of Israel, which has raised up against me. So let's look at that. Don't we have a redeemer? The Lord of hosts?
Yes.
Hello? And
Yes.
his name Michael. He's our redeemer. He saved us. He the one that's doing all. He the one save us. This the king of Israel. Look what he did. Verse 7. So Ahaz sent messengers. Imagine how pissed off Most High is. Ahaz sent messengers to Tiglath-Pileser, king of Assyria, saying, I am a servant of thy son. Come up and save me. He gotta save you. He going to call this clown to save him. Save me out of the hands of the king of Assyria and out of the hands of the king of Israel, which raised up against me. And Ahaz took the silver and the gold, this Yahweh gold now, the Lord of hosts gold. Ahaz took the silver and the gold that was found in the house of the Lord and in the treasures of the king's house and sent it for a present to the king of Assyria. Imagine that. And the king of Assyria hearkened to him. For the king of Assyria went up against Damascus, took it, carried the people of it captive to Kir, and slew Rezin. And the king of Assyria went to Damascus to meet Ahaz. King Ahaz went to Damascus to meet Ptolemy, king of Assyria, and saw an altar. Look at this. And he saw an altar that was at Damascus. And King Ahaz sent to Uriah the priest the fashion of the altar and patterned it according to the worship thereof. So let me break this down. So he saw the altar that this wicked king had. It was to Baal. They worshiping Baal. Who is Baal?
Baal.
Baal is another name for Satan. Yeah, Baal. They say that's another name for Satan. That's another one of Satan's name. Baal. So this altar that he saw, it was to Satan. So let's look at it. 10. King Ahaz went to Damascus to meet Ptolemy, I ain't saying that right, king of Assyria, and saw an altar, right, that was at Damascus. And King Ahaz sent to Uriah the priest the fashion of the altar and the pattern of it according to all the workmanship thereof. And Uriah the priest built an altar. This is the altar to Satan, Baal, according to all that King Ahaz had sent from Damascus. So Uriah the priest made it. Look at this. He made it against King Ahaz. Made it against King Ahaz. Came from. Hold on. Let's see. So Uriah the priest made it against King Ahaz. For King Ahaz when he came from Damascus. And when the king was come from Damascus, look at this. The king saw the altar, and the king approached the altar. Look at this, and offered thereon. And he burnt his burnt offerings and his meat offerings. Ain't that what they make? Don't they burn meat offerings to the Lord host? Hello?
Yeah. Yep.
So 13. And he burnt his burnt offerings and his meat offerings and poured his drink offerings and sprinkled the blood. It's the same thing they do. Most High had showed him to do at Mount Sinai. He showed Moses how to offer to him of his peace offering upon the altar. So he had his high priest to build an altar over against the Lord of hosts altar in the temple. That's wicked as hell. Now watch this. And this Baal is Satan. So 14 says, and he brought also the brazen altar. That's what the Lord hosts coming up to deal with, which was before the Lord's, right? From the forefront of the house, from between the altar and the house of the Lord. Look what he did. And put it on the north side of the altar. I wonder if we just read over there what Satan told him he's gonna do. Let's go back. I mean, Isaiah 14. It's big. 14. He said, let me get it. So he says, Isaiah 14, how art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which did weaken the nations? Then Satan said, for thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven, and I will exalt my throne above the stars of God, and I will sit also upon the mount. That's Mount Zion. And the congregation is the Israelites. And I will sit upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. Now let's go and look what Ahaz done. Ahaz in verse 14 says, and he brought also the brazen altar before the Lord from the forefront of the house that was in front of the Lord's altar, from between the altar and the house of the Lord, and put it on the north side of the altar. See it? This ain't got nothing to do with the New Testament. That's 2 Kings chapter 16, verse 14. And the comparison and contrast is Isaiah 14, 12, 13, and 14. Okay, so I thought I'd connect that dot for you. Anybody, we're gonna pick this up with the story of Ahaz tomorrow. We'll show you how tie all this together with how he's speaking about Ahaz and how that Ahaz. Let me read this. Just I'm gonna leave with this. It says that Isaiah 14:28. Like I was saying, none of this has nothing to do with the New Testament. It's reading, I'm showing it to you. And you got to ask yourself, how in the hell I got it? So anyway, Isaiah 14 says, 14:28 says, for the Lord, we saw Ahaz the one that done this. What Satan said, Satan used Ahaz to come into the temple of the Lord and sit up his altar amongst the congregation to the side of the north. He used Ahaz to do it. So 27 says, 14 and 27 says, for the Lord of hosts have proposed, and who shall disannul it, and his hand is stretched out, and who shall turn it back? Now, in the year that King Ahaz died, this was the burden. So Ahaz, Ahaz died. Well, let's go back and look at Isaiah 1. I just started with it. Isaiah chapter 1 says, chapter 1, verse 1, the vision of Isaiah, the son of Amos, which he saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem in the days of Uzi, that's a wicked ass king, Joktan, wicked, Ahaz, wicked. And we just read Ahaz died, right? And then look who's coming next. That's the guy. That's what he's talking about. He said the burden was lifted when Ahaz died. And the branch out of David, the righteous branch out of David, is Hezekiah. He came next. So it tells you, I'm going to show you tomorrow where he says, the land of Israel have saw a great light. Talking about Hezekiah. And they got nothing to do with the New Testament. And so I'm going to leave it right there. You can check it out. But we're going to go into it all the way tomorrow and connect all the dots to it. Anybody got any questions or comments before we go? No questions? Okay, did you enjoy this? What?
Yes.
Anybody get anything out of this?
Absolutely.
Yes, definitely.
Y'all ain't said it.
Oh.
Okay, with that being said, I'll give you a little line, right?
Wait a minute. Okay.
Okay.
Can you go to Exodus 18:1 and read what it says about the priest of Midian? And now, and well, anyway. So was he a priest from the Levites? 18:1.
Exodus what?
That's Moses.
When Jethro, the priest of Midian, Moses' father-in-law, was that?
That's the one.
Moses' father-in-law heard that he's a Hebrew. He comes from the children that Moses had. That Abraham had with after Sarah died. He married another woman called Kirkuk. And Jethro is one of the children. Who's out of the Midianites. She had a son for Abraham called Midian.
Oh, okay.
And Jethro comes out of that lineage. Right. And so they knew how to make our offerings to the Lord. They knew how to make the offering, so he's a priest.
Okay. All right, thank you.
So what you come to find out is what you come to find out about that is while the Israelites that came from Sarah that way, that they in captivity in Babylon. Well, these children, these kids right here, they set up around Mount Sinai where the Lord is. That's why Michael brought him there. He brought him to the bottom of the mountain. That's where Abraham's other children was there. But they was Kenites there. They was in the land of Kenites. Just like when Abraham came into the land of Canaan, he settled amongst Canaanites, wicked folks. And so these children right here was in around Kenites. And that's why they were saying that Moses' wife was a Kenite. She wasn't a Kenite. They lived geographically among the Kenites.
Right.
But they were children of Abraham.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Let me hit you with this line so we can go. Yeah, I hope y'all got something out of it. I'm gonna say shalom. I'll see y'all in the morning at 9 o'clock.
Shalom.
All right.